How are the migrants reacting to Donald Trump's win? Todd Bensman is a senior national security fellow for the Center for Immigration Studies, and he recently interviewed residents at a Mexico City migrant camp. And here's some of what he saw.
He's hearing that on the 18th that they're going to open the borders. If that's true, he's asking right now.
I don't think so.
Pienso que no.
I don't think so.
No, pienso que no.
So Todd joins us now to break this all down. So Todd, what are the people at the camps telling you now that Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States? What are they doing? Are they changing their plans?
A couple of things. One is I would say the majority are planning to go home. They're going to turn around and go home. They're here waiting for CBP-1 parole on the phone application for parole, which is just severely overwhelmed. And so the wait is really long. And there's obviously not much time to wait because Trump is coming to town. I'm saying, well, what are you going to do when he cancels CBP-1? And they're telling me, I'm going home. So I think a large number are going to go home, and those that would have come will stay home in their villages going forward. CBP-1 and all those programs are going to be canceled. Now, there's another group. The reason I'm out here at railroad tracks is because I've spent all day long with migrants that are jumping these freight trains in desperation. They have CBP-1 applications, but they're not waiting. They're afraid that their number won't be called in time before Trump gets sworn into office. So they're jumping these freight trains and heading north. I just was with all day long with a group of about 30 who were waiting, and finally it came and they all got on and that sort of thing. But they face another problem, which is Trump's tariff threat. Trump threatened the Mexican government with 25% tariffs as soon as he entered office if they didn't use their military to shut down the northward movement. And I saw them do that. The Mexican government is doing that. I watched all these immigrants climb aboard the freight train just half an hour ago. And then the National Guard shows up with INAMI, Mexican immigration, and chases them all down. And they filled their vans with them and took them in, and they're shipping them south. So they have to contend with the Mexicans before they have to contend with the Americans under Trump. So really, I see the gate closing completely on these whoever's left down here. They're just sort of out of luck, in my opinion.
That's unbelievable compared to where we were not so long ago, right? Talking to you about the potential of hundreds of thousands of people coming in. I mean, it really is remarkable. I mean, and this is just Trump asserting his will before he even becomes president. I mean, you seem fairly confident about this. People are telling you these things.
Yeah, that's right. And I will tell you that I interviewed a senior Scheinbaum government official about all of this. I can't name names or anything because it was off the record, but I will tell you that the administration is they're taking a hardline stance on certain things that Trump plans to do, but they also recognize that they don't stand a chance economically to do economic war, trade war with the United States, which is what they're going to get. They're saying things like, we're not going to accept non-Mexicans back, or maybe we'll take a few Central Americans, but all the rest we're not going to take back, that sort of thing. And they're going to have to change their tune on that because Trump's probably going to be pushing a lot more than just Mexicans back on day one, deportations and just expulsions at the border.
Yeah. So on that note, when you look at Trump sending them back, right, we have sanctuary cities all over the United States. And we know that in New York right now, they're putting everybody up in the hotels. And there are now reports out from ICE. I think that there are around 700,000 illegals in New York City, and 60,000 of them have previous felony convictions or face pending charges right now. So what are we going to do? What is the solution then going to be here in sanctuary cities across the U.S.?
Well, Tom Homan is out there, on the media circuit telling you what he's going to do. It may not be right away. They're going to have to remember the Biden-Harris administration have systematically dismantled the the deportation and detention machine and system. So it has to be rebuilt. They only have 6,000 or 7,000 ICE deportation agents. They're going to need intel, but Homan is saying he's going to flood the zone with agents. They'll sit outside the jails. They'll sit outside prisons as they come out and try to figure out who's deportable. They'll sit outside of immigration courts. They'll do what they have to figure out where people live and track them down in those blue cities. It's not going to be easy. It might be tedious, but he's promising to try as hard as he possibly can with as much resources as Trump is going to give him, which looks like it's going to be a lot. It's going to take a little minute, I think, before they can gin it up to really tackle those blue cities. I want to point out one thing about those blue cities that are Trump-proofing themselves. What they're Trump-proofing against is just telling ICE where the criminal aliens are. That's really what this whole thing amounts to. And I can't, for the life of me, until my dying days, understand why any elected government official would try to block the deportation of criminal aliens. But that's what they're saying. That's what Trump-proofing is. That's what it amounts to.
It's crazy that is what we're dealing with, and yet here we are. Todd Bensman, thanks so much for joining us again, and as always, just being there on location, bringing us the latest.
Thank you. Stay tuned. There's more to come.
There absolutely will be. And Matthew, that's one of the things that I think that people were most excited about. Immigration was a top issue for so many people. And now you get the word straight from Todd saying, hey, I'm down here in Mexico. Everybody's turning around.
Yeah. I was just talking with our own national correspondent, Julio Rosas, before the show about the same thing, about going to Mexico and exploring, like within Mexico, where these people are going to go, because there are hundreds of thousands of them still there. But it really does look like, I mean, what a difference an election makes. You actually have someone just saying, no, we're not going to do that. Yep. He's not even president yet, right? When we're already resolving this problem, it shows how criminal what's happened to this country during the Biden years has been. So, let's go. Let's keep going.